Hey, is this me? I can't tell.
Hey, album review time. First of all, before we get into that though, I just want to say I apologize for the lack of a couple of some videos. I mean, we were away at Boston, PAX East. If you watched the weekly breakdown, we talked about that, and then I get back and it's like, fucking, I gotta do so much shit because I'm behind. Oh my goodness. But things are returning to normal, and I'm here with an album review. This one of the new album from the band Aborted, entitled Retrogore. This is a follow-up to the Necrotic Manifesto. Aborted is a death metal band, with some grindcore-like elements to me. Death grind, if you want to call it. Whatever, if you want to get super fucking technical, I don't care. They're a death metal band to me. And they are a death metal band that has a very unique sound to them, mostly because of the vocals to me. The vocalist in this band has one of the most unique sounds, of death metal. And I think that really makes them stand out. And then, not to mention, they have some fucking insane riffs that are just awesome to listen to. So I was intrigued by this album. They put out the title track, and I was like, wow, this is good. I'm not... The Necrotic Manifesto, it came out, I listened to it, I enjoyed it, but I've definitely, as time has come between me and that album, I definitely do not like it as much as I used to. I find it kind of boring, and it just kind of runs together way too much for me. But this album here, Global Flatline, I jam this shit all the time. That album's fucking golden. I love it. But this album here, their new one, Retrogore, is like, dude, this definitely is one of the best albums I've heard so far this year. I really, really like this album, man. Upon first listen, I was like, it's solid, it's an Aborted album. It has some fucking jams, and then I jammed it again. I'm like, this album's fucking awesome. And then I jammed it again. I'm like, this album's fucking awesome. It's one of those things. This album's definitely a grower, I feel. Just because, and this is going to sound a little weird to me, but I always felt that Aborted, with their songs, had kind of an identity crisis with some of them, in terms of it took sometimes a little while to get to the hook of the song to me. And that's such a subjective thing. That's a very personal thing to me. You might not feel that way. But with this album, I feel every song stands out, like, immediately. Like, first fucking run through, I was like, man, this song rips. The last song fucking ripped. This is all just, it's awesome. And there's a couple things that lead to that, in my opinion. This album I feel has a lot more variety on it for an Aborted album. Yet it's still very Aborted. It's still very, very fucking chaotic and just very heavy riffs. But there's some melodies on here. There's a lot more atmosphere on this album than in past Aborted albums. I just feel like the solos stand out a lot more. There's a lot more tempo changes, I feel. And that is all a good thing. And I honestly think the tempo changes is the thing that helps it the most. I'm not saying that they never had tempo changes. I'm just saying they mostly play fast. And I feel on here that there's a lot better balance on this album in terms of a mid-paced riff and a beat, and then just the insanity. And there's a really, really good balance of that. And I fucking love it. there's two tracks in particular. I enjoy every song on here, on this album, but there's two tracks in particular that really stand out to me the most, and that's the fourth track, technically the third. The intro's just like 30 seconds long, but the fourth track, Hormageddon, man, the opening riff to that song is very catchy, and then the part that gets me is the middle section is probably the heaviest part on this album, and every time I'm just fucking floored by just how well that transition is and just how great the production is right there. This album sounds very good. It sounds very clean, but it's also it just has such a ballsy guitar sound to it that just completely helps it. I love it. That song was the first one to hit me and just go, fuck, this is good. The other song is Divine Impediment, which features Travis Ryan at Cattle Decapitation on vocals, and I must say that this is a very Cattle Decapitation song. It has a feeling of a Cattle Decapitation song, and I love kind of the guitar in the intro. Had a lot of atmosphere to it, and I felt like this song in particular had a very good balance between the rhythm and the leads. I mean, it just feels really good because the rhythms always feel just kind of perfect, you know. They got the right groove to them, or you know, just the right, you know, strum pattern or whatever, and then the leads just completely change it up from riff to riff, and in the main riff when the vocals kick in is fucking awesome. I thought Travis Ryan was really good on this song. This is probably my favorite song on here, but those two in particular really stood out to me. But I mean, From Beyond is a fucking great song. They all fucking are, but Termination Redux is another really good one. Cadaverous Banquet is another good one. And this is something that I've never felt with an Aborted album, in that I just felt like every song had that one riff that'll just get stuck in your head. I mean, I'm serious. Like, every single song to me has a fucking standout riff, and Aborted have always had really good riffs, but it feels like everything with this band is just coming together better with this album. The songwriting's just stronger. Vocally, I think this is totally the catchiest album that Aborted has done, and like I said in the beginning, I mean, they vocally have a very incredible sound, and I mean, just completely ripping your face off. A lot of good variety in terms of highs and you know, more guttural vocals. It's great, and it's a superb performance vocally on this album. I really like this album. If you can't tell, I think it's definitely the best death metal album I've heard this year. It'll be pretty hard to top it in terms of death metal. I love it, man. If you're a fan of this type of music, definitely check out Retrogore by Aborted. I think unless I completely fucking forget, you know, at the end of the year, or you know, this album truly does fall off for me for some reason. I don't anticipate it, but I can pretty much say this will probably be in my top 20. This is a great fucking album, man. Aborted, Retrogore, 9 out of 10. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. See you next time.